Hi everyone, this is your math guru. In this video, I'm going to show you how to divide a decimal by another decimal. In the first example, we have 3.048 divided by 2.4. Note that the trick to dividing a decimal by another decimal is to change the denominator or the divisor into a whole number. If I rewrite my question using the fraction bar, I have 3.048 divided by 2.4. The divisor or the denominator is the number below the fraction bar, and in this example, that is 2.4 or 2 and 4/10. To change my denominator into a whole number, I have to move my decimal point. In this case, I'm moving my decimal point 1 unit to the right. If I move 1 unit to the right, what I've done is for every movement, I'm multiplying by 10. So because I'm only moving 1 unit to the right to make that a whole number, that means I'm multiplying the denominator by 10. And like you're simplifying your fractions, whatever you do at the bottom, you do at the top. So because I'm multiplying my denominator by 10, I need to multiply my numerator also by 10. So therefore, the question becomes 30.48 divided by 24. Now that we have that can be managed. I'm going to put it under the root sign because I'm going to use long division. So I have 24 outside the root sign, and under the root I have 30.48. Before I start dividing, I'm going to place my decimal point in the same location like I have at the bottom, and then using my long division, that is, I have my divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and then I repeat the process again. So starting with the whole number, I can't divide 3 by 24 because 3 is less than 24, so I'm going to take the whole number 30. So if I have 30 divided by 24, that means how many groups of 24 do I have in 30? That will be 1. So I write my 1 at the top, and then I go to the next step, which is multiply. 1 times 24 is 24. So I write the 24 directly under my 30. And then I go to the next step, which is subtract. 30 minus 24, that's 6. And then because I'm done with the whole number and I've already placed my decimal point at the top, I'm going to move into the decimals. That's 4. So the next step is to bring down the next number, which is 4. Then I repeat the same process again, divide. That is 64 divided by 24. How many groups of 24 do I have in 64? That's 2. So I write my 2 at the top. 2 times 24, that's 48. Then the next step is to subtract 64 minus 48. That will give me 16. And then back again to the first step. That's after subtracting, I bring down. If I have more numbers, I'm left with 8. So I'm going to bring down my 8. Then I have divide again. 168 divided by 24. That's 7. 7 times 24 will give me 168. And then I go to the next step, which is minus or subtract. 168 minus 168, that's 0. And then I'm done because there's no other number to bring down. So what that means is 3.048 divided by 2.4, which we started with, will give us 1.27. Let's look at the second example. I have 0.2822 divided by 0.034. To make it easier to understand, I'm going to rewrite that using my fraction bar. I have 0.2822 at the top. That's my numerator. And for my denominator or my divisor, I have 0.03 and 4. When dividing a decimal by a decimal, like I mentioned earlier, the process is to change the divisor or the denominator into a whole number. Turning into a whole number means shifting my decimal point to the right. For every digit moved, or for every space moved, that means I'm multiplying by 10. So to know by what value I'm going to multiply by, I have 1, 2, and 3. Because I've shifted 3 spaces, what that means is I'm going to be multiplying my denominator by 1,000. 1,000 has 3 zeros. And like when I'm simplifying my fraction, whatever you do at the bottom, you do at the top. So therefore, I'm going to multiply my numerator again by 1,000. So if I rewrite, what I'm going to have is multiplying by 1,000 means moving my decimal point 3 spaces to the right. So for the top also, I have 1, 2, and 3. So I have 282. The decimal point is now after 2. The 2 divided by 34. I'm going to rewrite that using long division. I have 282.2 divided by the 34, which is the denominator stays outside. So before I start my division process, I'm going to place my decimal point directly above the decimal point under the root sign, and then I start dividing. I can't divide 2 by 34, I can divide 2 by 28, so I'm going to take the 3 digits, that's 282 divided by 34. I have that 8 times, so I'm going to write my 8 at the top. The next step is to multiply. So I have the 8 that I've written times 34, that's 272. If I subtract, I have 282 minus 272, that's 10. Note that I've already placed my decimal point. So the next step is to bring down the next number. And the next number in this case is my 2. So I'm going to bring down my 2. And then I repeat the process again. I have 102 divided by 34. That is, how many groups of 34 do I have in 102? That will be 3. So therefore, I go to the next step. I've subtracted, front down. And then this next step is multiplying. I have 34 times 3, that's 102. And if I subtract 102 minus 102, that's 0. Note that I don't have any number left to bring down. So what that means is 0.2822 divided by 0.034 is equal to 8.3 or 8 3/10. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button below for more easy to understand math concepts. Bye.